everyone, to the weekly PTZOptics show. Thank you so much for being part of this show. As you know, we love having you here. Turn on some cool background music there. Behind me, you can see Michael Smith from Church Streaming TV. I don't have your audio on yet, Michael, because you were typing away, and I can just hear your keyboard. Just kidding. So let me introduce my wonderful guests. We've got 3 guests today, if we didn't have enough. But let me first start off by saying thank you for being here. This show is every Friday at 2 p.m. We talk about live streaming and video conferencing technology, and we donate to charity. That's right, we donate $20 to charity every day, plus $1 for every like, so hit that like button down there below, and $2 for every subscriber for the week. And then we take our max concurrent viewers, so if we hit 20, if we hit 30, if we hit 50, we add that, and hopefully we hit our $250 donation goals. We've already donated over $10,000, and if you want to see all the information about our charity, just go to charity.PTZOptics.com. So let me show you really quickly our schedule for the week. As you can see here, and I'm just going to go to gallery view over here, so we're not just looking at Michael, but we can also see a couple other people there. Basically, last week we talked about Matrox. Matrox has the LCS. This week we're talking about churchstreaming.tv. Today is September 16th. And next Friday we're going to talk about Marty McFadden and the Tech Buzz and what they are doing. In fact, the Tech Buzz works at Wirecast. He's good friends with Ken Bell over there. And he is going to be doing a remote video broadcast. And for those of you who don't know what remote video broadcasting is, that's actually the ability to start basically bringing people in for video conferencing and hosting the entire live show from your studio. So the Tech Buzz is going to be doing that from all the way in Germany, and we're going to help them. They're using our cameras, and it's really cool. So first of all, our charity helps children get adopted. So I just wanted to really mention that. If you like this show, if you watch the show, you are actually helping our charity who helps children in the court system get adoption that they need so badly. Speaking of great causes and great things in this world, the Worship Facility Conference at Expo in Louisville, Kentucky is going to be next Thursday and Friday, September 21st and September 22nd. And I just wanted to mention that because we're going to be there. Magewell is going to be there. MVD, Wirecast is going to be there, and Church Streaming TV is going to be there. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. It's a great place for faith leaders, for pastors, for worship facilities to come together with the industry in a place where we understand those needs in the house of worship market. So first of all, I want to introduce Kate. Kate, how you doing today?
Hi, it's great to be here. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I'm with Magewell. Yep, I'm sorry. I'm with Magewell with mobile video devices. We're the master distributor for North and South America, representing Magewell in this geography.
Wonderful. Thank you for that quick introduction. We'll give you more time in a little bit here. Ken, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, I'm Ken Bell. I'm the desktop channel manager over at Telestream, the makers of Wirecast software. Hopefully today we'll get a chance to talk about a brand new product we just launched at IBC called the Wirecast Gear, which actually features those wonderful Magewell cards.
Oh yeah, we're excited about that. That's we're going to spend a lot of time on that Wirecast Gear. In fact, I was one of the first people that you ever showed it to. And I've got an interview I want to show in a second after we let Michael say who he is and what he's doing here.
Well, I'm Michael Smith, and I'm one of the partners here at churchstreaming.tv, but I handle most of the marketing and sales department, and I'm basically a product evangelist, I guess is the common term used now.
Yes, the product evangelist. And that's actually really, probably makes sense today in our video conferencing, our worship technology thing. So let me really quickly, everybody, show a video of me and Ken at the InfoComm show. Just sit 30 seconds, just really quickly, a quick interview that we did. Hey, hello everyone. Paul Richards here with PTZOptics, and I am with Ken Bell. Ken Bell is with Telestream, and just today, was it just yesterday, they released Wirecast 7. Tell us a little bit about, introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about this exciting announcement.
Well, we're really excited for the release of Wirecast version 7. It's been about 20 months since version 6, so users are very interested and very excited right now about features. We've done quite a bit to the user interface to make it more clean, easy to use. A lot of performance improvements, very exciting release, and I think folks are going to be very interested to see what we do.
So I'm really happy to have you here. This is a really interesting moment in time because YouTube Live has just kind of revolutionized the live streaming market. We're actually live streaming 3 camera views right now, so you could go between our live stream right now, to the New Tech live stream, to the Wirecast live stream. So all of this is happening at once. What do you think about this, the industry in general, and what we're all being able to do here?
I think the last 18 months has been a real democratization. Over the last 18 months, people have gone from saying, well, it's something we want to do, we're looking into, to now sort of being, everybody's recognizing it's a must do. And it's really a big change.
So, Wirecast is really... Okay, so that's what I've got for you guys today. Let me just get rid of Michael's picture here. There we go. So what we're going to do today, guys, is we're going to go really just start with introductions. Ken, I want to let you go first here. Tell us in 60 seconds who you are and what Wirecast does.
Wirecast is a software for doing encoding and streaming live to the internet. It's actually an interesting piece of software in that it was developed originally in 2004. It wasn't even a YouTube in 2004, so folks can kind of get a sense. The whole idea behind Wirecast is that for a lot of years we've been the go-to brand to get people onto the web, but the streaming thing has been sort of a slow sort of climb, and I really feel like we're kind of right now entering into the hockey stick, and we're starting to see that curve really trend upwards. So Wirecast is actually at a really great juncture in that we're now really starting to roll in a lot of live production capabilities and so forth into the tool. And people are glomming onto that and understanding that Wirecast can actually be a total end-to-end solution instead of, say, for instance, using big hardware switchers and feeding into Wirecast or having other ancillary equipment. Essentially, hook a couple of PTZOptics cameras up to a computer system with a capture card in it, run Wirecast, and you can do a full end-to-end solution.
Cool. Well, thank you for keeping it brief. I'm going to give everyone some time, and then, as you can see on the right-hand side, we've got definitely some time there for the Wirecast Gear. Michael, tell us a little bit how you work with Wirecast, how you work in the worship facility market, and who you guys are.
Okay. Well, we've been around in some form or fashion since 2009, and we were originally houses of worship with our local houses of worship and other things, some local schools and sporting events. And about 2011, 2012, we decided to concentrate on the house of worship market. That's where our passion lies, and that's where we wanted to. We saw a real need for a product specifically built for that. And during that time, that's when we started discovering Wirecast and how well of a product it was. Back in the day, it was a lot of different software trying to really solve that problem. And Wirecast is the one that we really started pushing and found out it made our life a lot easier. And we've seen it the streaming grow from what used to be just trying to get the stream out there to now it's all about distributing it to all channels, and Wirecast helps do that so efficiently and work so well with our system that it's been a great partnership with us there.
Yeah, I know you have a streaming box I want to talk a little bit about later in the show, but let's give Kate a moment here. Kate, how you doing?
I'm good. Thank you very much.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm with Mobile Video Devices. We're a boutique distributor based here in the States, and we represent a couple different product lines, very, very focused on digital video. And our primary product line is Magewell, based in China. They are a manufacturer of video capture products, from little dongles like this USB 3.0 dongle that will take in HDSDI. We've got HDMI dongle, all the way up to, this is a new product that we've just released, which is a 4K Ultra HD, both HDMI in and HDSDI in, and every type of capture card in between, used for live streaming, partnering with Telestream for years, can be used with PTZOptic cameras. We have single channel, dual channel, quad channel, SDI, HDMI, single and dual DVI, couple different 4K cards. You'll find us in live streaming, lecture capture, digital signage, video walls, and very agnostic in what operating systems we're in, because we have Windows support, Linux support, and Mac support. Universal drivers, really robust SDK. And I think one of the things that I love about representing Magewell, and I go back to the very first days of Osprey when it comes to streaming, what I love is the customer experience. This is a company that is focused on quality products on the forefront and on a good customer support experience throughout the sales process and post-sale. It's a really strong community. So we're looking forward to today's show and working with our partners, as well as next week down. It'll be great.
Awesome. Yes, I'm really excited about that. And speaking of Wirecast and them really listening to their customers, Ken, this Wirecast Gear, I mean, I can't tell you how excited I am about it. Let's take a look at a couple pictures and tell us about the inspiration of this product and the market in general and what people should expect from this product.
So when you talk about putting together a computer to do live streaming type work, there's a wealth of capture card manufacturers, there's a wealth of operating systems, there's a wealth of different software pieces, and then of course all the different cameras and devices that can actually be plugged into a computer. And when it was early days of streaming, a lot of folks were very inclined to build their own setups, put things together, turn screwdrivers, do all that sort of work, and that was fine. And with Telestream, we built both Mac and PC versions of Wirecast, and essentially we put it out there for people to build their own systems, and we've been very forthright in sort of helping folks determine what pieces and so forth they should put in to build a system. But ultimately, it was left up to them to decide what to do. So in the last couple of years, we've had the inspiration to essentially put together a fully configured setup that could address the needs of people that want to do this kind of work, especially people in education and pertinent to this show, House of Worship. Because what happens is that oftentimes it's volunteers that's doing the work. It's folks that maybe have expertise in certain areas, but maybe do not have significant expertise in building computers or supporting and taking care of computers. So the idea essentially was to just build some sort of an appliance that they could pull out of a box, plug a camera in, and start streaming.
So tell us a little bit about the inputs and outputs, because I know we have some really technical people here, and then we've got some people who are just starting to think about live streaming. So let's let those technical people get their thrills here with all the tech specs on this puppy.
One of the things that we did right out of the gate was we really sort of looked at the market as a whole. A lot of times when people launch these kinds of devices, they sort of have a set of requirements that don't always match what the customers sort of are asking for or what they need. I don't really understand that, but it happens in our business. And what we did is we decided to look at the product as a tool that could meet that specific market segments that I just mentioned, House of Worship and education specifically. And typically you're not going to be finding too many of those customers needing 12, 18, 24, 36 type inputs. More likely it's going to be down in the 4 to 6 input range, and maybe even 2 to 3 in many cases. So our primary installation starts out as a 4-channel input. We have both HDMI and SDI versions. We're using again, as I said, the Magewell Excellent Pro Capture for port cards for that. And one of the things that you actually turned me on to, and I don't think you and I have actually had a chance to talk about this, but when I showed up at InfoComm, you had taken the Wirecast Gear and I had sent it over with an HDMI card in it. And when I got to the show, I noticed that there were no HDMI cameras plugged into the unit. Instead, you had plugged in 6 USB cameras to the USB 3 ports. And at first, I just sort of said, well, okay, that's probably not going to work. And so let's go ahead and retool and figure out what we got to do. But it prompted a real quick thought experiment where we just started unplugging the USB cameras until we got down to where we had 4 USB cameras coming in through the USB 3 ports at 1080p. And that did work. And that was a total surprise to me because I wasn't really expecting that customers would be doing that. But if you think about what I just said there is we have a 4-port HDMI card on the box, and now we can actually roll in as much as 4 USB-driven cameras. So we have really up to an 8-port system if you get down to it. And if you drop the resolution down to 720 on those cameras, you legitimately could go back up to filling all of the ports. USB is only on the 2 channels, 10 gigabits, so you're not going to be pushing a lot of data through there, but it was pretty amazing to find out that we had that ability.
All right, Ken, you went a little too far on the tech specs.
Okay.
Just kidding. No, I asked for it. But you're right. That was really fun. We plugged a bunch of pan tilt zoom USB cameras in, and that's something that I will say, I'm not going to name who, but your other competitors cannot do. Not going to name names. We all know who we're talking about here. But let's go on to, because I want to keep time here, let's talk about all of our plans on the WFX show. And Kate, why don't I let you go ahead and take the floor here. Tell us about our plans, our company and your company together.
Right. So next week we're going to ride on into Louisville and share a booth. And oh my gosh, am I the worst marketing person ever? I don't have the booth number in front of me. Is it on the...
It should be in the description of this video.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be horrible? Right?
It's
so
440.
we're in the booth. So we have Magewell and PTZOptics in the booth. We're going to have the full line of Magewell cards there. You can pick it up, you can feel them, you can, bang them around a little bit. We'll be doing some localized streaming with, demonstrations with some of the Magewell products, particularly the USB dongles. It's just something that people really like to feel the weight of them, the heft of them, the quality application or the quality construction of them, etc. Your company, PTZOptics, you'll have your big camera tree and your full layout of cameras, and people will be able to get some great demonstrations of those as well. I think we're much the same in our corporate culture and our desire to help individuals, whether they are starting out fresh or they have been around the block on this a couple times and they're growing their streaming applications and expanding their reach. I expect we're going to have a couple of great days of people coming out of sessions and hanging out with us and saying, okay, I want to do this now, I want to do this, how do I tweak that, etc. And I know for us that's something that we really, really enjoy is helping people figure out those solutions. So I would just hope that everybody stops by. We're going to give away a couple dongles and so they can throw their fish cards, their business cards in a fishbowl, and we'll go from there. But it's going to be a good time, I think. I think it's going to be really educational and just really high quality business and partnership going on.
So let me give this a chance for everybody to very quickly talk about, I know this is kind of a hard one, but technology for churches. What do you do for churches that makes it so special? And Kate, since you're already on the camera, go ahead. What specifically for churches are you doing?
Exactly. I think for a company like Magewell, most of the time our devices are part of a bill of materials going in a Wirecast. It's something inside. It's maybe part of the secret sauce that's making something work. But we do have a line of USB interface capture devices that for the novice or for the volunteer who's looking for a professional level product, but they have a consumer level of knowledge. I know that the Magewell products are extremely easy to use. The dongle is driver free. You simply take this out of its bubble wrap, right? And you plug one cable in the camera, the camera and one cable in the USB port, and you launch your streaming application. You hook up your PTZOptics camera, and you're going. There's no driver to load. There's nothing really to figure out. And I think so specific to the worship market, that ease of use is paramount. On the high-end side, for those very, very large congregations, maybe they have multiple sites, maybe they are doing regular streaming every Sunday, Wednesday night, streaming on demand to catch the pastor's message that they might have missed. Then we're going all the way up to our quad cards. We have multi-port cards, so I don't care what your input is. I have a card that is one card you can use. So if you have guest speakers coming in to give a sermon today, and who knows what they're going to bring, we have a card that you won't have to swap out or do it.
Perfect. Okay, let me give the other guys a chance to call because I'm trying to finish this in 20 minutes. We're going a little bit over. Michael, I know you specialize in live streaming for churches. I want to give you a chance here. Tell us about what specifically the little things, the things that you've determined the churches need, that you cater to this market. I know you have some really special things that you guys do.
Absolutely. Well, I would say the number one thing we do and that we found out is the biggest need of churches is really solving a problem that Kate's talking about. There's so many different setups and needing something that interfaces well we deal with the churches every day. We tell every single one that becomes a customer of us, we probably spend anywhere from 3 to 5 hours in the first month they're with us on the phone and screen sharing with them to help them set up, because there are so many products. And that's one thing Ken and the guys at Telestream are solving with their equipment, is having a very good all-in-one solution. And just to give Kate's product a shout out there, about 3 years ago, that's what we were dealing with a lot of churches and trying to recommend products that were more plug and play. And the first time I saw that was 3 years ago at a show in Las Vegas, I believe. And I walked over and they were showing me the Magewell, and I grabbed that dongle she's talking about. And I was like, sure, we had seen plenty of those products that we were just having to deal with every day. And I walked right over to a Mac and a Windows computer, popped it in. We already had the Wirecast loaded on it, the encoding software, and they pulled right up. So I that was very impressive to me then, especially a few years ago. And so, but we find the main thing churches look for is, first of all, ease of use, because there's a lot of volunteers that are running the equipment in churches. And so we find that we deal with all of these products these guys have every day, because we're having to stay on the phone with these churches and help them do the setup, because there's.
Thanks, Michael. I really appreciate that. And your audio is kind of coming in and out, so I'm just gonna go ahead and ask Ken to step in here. Ken, last little thing here. Churches. One of the things I'll just mention for Michael is that scheduling is so important. If you can automatically schedule the live stream to start at 9 a.m. when they have their service, or 10 a.m. when they have their service, something that I know churchstreaming.tv does. Ken, if you don't mind, what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll the credits, and we're going to stick around for the post show. We're about 3 minutes over our 20-minute mark. So everybody hang on. We're going to jump in, answer everybody's questions. Hold your questions, everybody. We're going to answer them in the post show.